All right, everyone, what is up? So yes, DRZ still sitting in the carport. Um, haven't had time to really check her out, but got a got a little bit of time this last weekend before we had our activities, and I was thinking that there's a reason why she's making a certain noise, and I'm gonna go ahead and throw that little clip up right now. Now I'm not really sure why it makes that noise. And it only happens in first gear, and it's when you're coasting down, like when you're not on the throttle and you're coasting down. When you're on the throttle, it doesn't make that noise. Really weird. Also, another thing I noticed is when I'm coasting down in first gear, I cannot upshift to second. It will not allow me to do that. I have to like rev it up a little bit and then switch to second gear. So just a really weird. And also at high RPMs, from first to second especially, it's really tough to shift, and I've tried all the adjustments on the side of the clutch cover, clockwise, counterclockwise, blah blah blah, all the above. Tried every little adjustment you can think of. So and also at higher RPMs and higher speeds, second to third, again, sometimes it won't even go in to third gear. I have to slow it down. So what I did is sorry guys, I'm freaking out. There's so many mosquitoes around here. I mean, it's ridiculous. And I put stuff on, and I think they're getting immune. You know, they get a little taste of it, and then they're like, oh, that's just DEET, no big deal. Anyway, so I went ahead and took the clutch cover off, because I'm like, you know what, I don't know what the hell's going on. I might have forgot something might have been broken, all the above. So what I did is I took the clutch cover off, and the primary clutch was actually loose. The nut was backing off. That was my fault because I didn't torque everything down to spec. I don't have the special tool to hold your primary clutch or secondary clutch. So yeah, sorry guys, I keep on looking down. There's just, as soon as I start, like, they weren't out like this a minute ago, and all of a sudden they're like, hey, this guy's making a video. I'm gonna mess with them. So what I did was I took obviously my clutch cover off, and went in there and deep dived all the way down, took my shift star out, everything looks great. Everything's clean, nothing looks like it's marred up. I do have to say though, right on the back side of that washer that holds your shift star on, there are some marks on there from the shift tangs, or whatever you want to call them, teeth, claws, whatever, that grab the star. Yeah, there's some marring on there, but other than that, I don't really know what to do. So that noise is really funky, and I'm at a loss other than cracking the whole case open now, taking the engine completely apart, which I might do because it still smells like it's burning oil. So I might do, if I crack the case open, I'm doing a 143 kit on this thing, because I'm already gonna have all that crap off anyway. And I might just order 2 new halves, we'll see, of the engine and the whole transmission, and we'll see. I'm not really sure, but, the previous videos, the backstory to this, my wife, she was a lot younger. She was hauling ash. I think she was jumping it at they had a little mini moto track or supercross track thing over here, El Cajon Speedway in San Diego, California. So if anyone knows about Cajon Speedway, yeah, it was really cool back in the day. A lot of cool cars there that would race and everything. So I know she broke this off, and I replaced the whole shaft. And then I did notice that the brake lever was all mangled, and I think I showed that in one of my older videos. So I don't really know what to do. I can't really ride it, because if I try to ride it, the gears, it won't shift. I mean, it will, but it won't at the same time. And especially when you get on it, like the first time I really took it out and I went down my street and I pinned it in second gear, I slowed it down a little bit, got it into third, and then it would not even come out of third at all. I could not get it out of third. I stopped, the bike died, all kinds of stuff. And then I tried to I rocked it like a bazillion times, and I was able to rock it down into neutral and then start it, and then I clicked it up into first and I just rode it home in first. And so only thing I could think of is when my wife crashed it, I'm not sure what gear she was in, but I wonder if that could have messed up the shift drum too. I really don't know. I couldn't tell you. I don't know, but it's just not working right. And I've had that clutch cover off so many times now. Everything is smooth. I don't know. So I'm gonna dive down into this again and see what. I don't know. I don't want to bust that clutch cover off again because it's kind of pointless. There's nothing in there for me to really look at because I've taken everything off already and inspected it, and nothing's hanging up. She starts up fine. She rolls around 5-10 miles an hour, totally fine. Shift through all the gears and stuff. It's just when you really want to get on it and the higher RPMs, she won't shift, or it's really, really hard to shift, and she will not upshift when you're coasting, which is just really funky to me. I don't know why that would be like that. So there's something else going on in there, guys, and I don't know, maybe the output shaft that could have got messed up when it crashed on this side. There was the cover that goes to that output shaft, which would be this guy right here. Everything was intact, and I have that cover somewhere. It's floating around back there somewhere probably. But anyway, that wasn't mangled or nothing like that. It's just this was broken off. And see right now, I don't know what these things are supposed to feel like, but I mean, that feels really hard to get down to neutral. So I know it's a totally different animal, but we're going to come over here. Let's go look at the other little bike. Gonna go on an adventure. Yeah, those are my kids and their friends belching right now. I figured they can have one of their buddies over that from school because there's no sports today, so everyone's all excited. Okay, so to the 50, and you know, so smooth. Look at that. Now it's not going to go in a second, but I mean, that's down in neutral, that's up in first. Super easy to do. Understand it's a different style, it's a different manufacturer, it's a smaller bike, but Jesus Christ, I mean, that's the, I don't know what other kind of, I don't know. I just don't know what it's supposed to feel like. And I can't really do it on this side because I think it's in neutral anyway. Oh, probably just jacked it up. Yeah. That's really easy to do. So, like I said, guys, I don't really know. I've already dumped a decent amount of money into this 110. Kind of don't want to give up on it. So I will figure it out. But if anyone has had that noise that I showed at the beginning of this video, and the other symptoms that I have with it not shifting, upshifting when coasting in first gear, I think all the gears actually like that. So upshifting while coasting, and also really, really hard to shift at higher RPMs and also high speeds. So it's not always necessarily the high RPMs that really get it, but it does like to be going forward on its own power rather than being forced to go forward, if that makes sense. So coasting is not, it's not liking coasting, and but while on the throttle it will shift. And it's like, I know this is a little bit different than the little 50s, because the little 50s with the 88 kit, if you go from first to second at higher RPM and you don't let off the throttle, you're going to be going to the chiropractor the next day. So I haven't tried it on this yet to just slam it into gear while I'm at RPM, while I'm on the pipe. We'll see. And maybe that's the way to get around it, because it's, like I said, it sounds like every time I let off the throttle, which that is your like, intuition with any bike is to let off the throttle, because usually you'd clutch it and let off the throttle and shift, and that's how I always did it with all the other little pit bikes. You just let off the throttle a little bit while you're shifting. Maybe this guy just likes to be open and on the throttle while shifting. I don't know. I'll figure it out hopefully soon, but that's the update to this bike, and if I do find it before someone makes a comment, then I will post another video. All right, later.